As the years pass, certain patterns quietly weave themselves into our lives, often so subtly that we don't notice them forming. They appear in our 60s, 70s, and beyond, shaped by decades of memories, responsibilities, and change. Some of these habits help us feel grounded, but others slowly chip away at our happiness, our relationships, and our connection to the world. Many older adults across the U.S. find themselves becoming more reserved, more cautious, or less driven, not because they choose to, but because life feels heavier than it once did. These behaviors aren't flaws, they're simply signs of a life lived with depth and experience. Today, we'll explore why these habits show up, how they may be affecting your emotional well-being, and simple ways to shift toward a life that feels lighter, warmer, and more fulfilling. Some points might make you pause, while others might feel like someone finally captured what you've been feeling all along. Before we begin, tell me, where are you watching from? Share your city or state in the comments. It's always wonderful to see how far our community stretches. Habit 1. Slipping into constant criticism. With age, it becomes surprisingly easy to notice what's wrong instead of what's working. Maybe you find yourself correcting small things, how someone cooks, how your family handles chores, or how different the world feels compared to back then. It often begins with minor complaints, but can quietly become a daily pattern. This shift doesn't come from a bad heart. Many older adults feel frustrated by changes in health, independence, or how fast everything moves now. Being critical can feel like a way to regain a sense of control. But over time, this habit can unintentionally push people away. Conversations feel tense, visits become shorter. Eventually, loneliness creeps in, but the cause isn't always obvious. Try pausing before commenting. Ask yourself, is this worth saying? Is there a gentler way to express this? Choosing kindness over irritation doesn't ignore your feelings. It simply protects your peace and your relationships. When you start noticing what's going right rather than what's going wrong, life begins to feel more hopeful and less stressful. Habit 2. Turning down social invitations. Another habit that sneaks in gradually is saying no more often than saying yes. Maybe you skip a gathering because you feel tired, avoid a birthday because you don't feel like dressing up, or decline a community event because you're not in the mood. It seems harmless, but over time those little no's form bigger gaps until days at home become weeks. Social withdrawal often doesn't come from disinterest. It comes from fatigue, insecurity, or feeling out of place. But staying connected isn't just enjoyable, it's vital. Seniors who maintain social ties experience better emotional health, sharper memory, and a stronger sense of purpose. If you've been withdrawing, take a small step. Say yes to one simple meetup, a short phone call, or a quiet coffee with someone you trust. You don't need to be energetic, just present. Most people aren't judging you. They're simply happy you showed up. Habit 3. Letting personal appearance slide. As routines change in later life, many people find themselves paying less attention to grooming or dressing up. It may start with skipping a haircut, wearing the same comfortable outfit, or feeling like appearance doesn't matter anymore. But this isn't about vanity. It's about self-worth. How you present yourself affects how you feel inside. Sometimes a lack of interest in appearance reflects sadness, grief, or a loss of motivation after retirement or big life changes. Taking a moment to get ready each morning can do wonders for your mood. A clean outfit, a fresh shave, or a bit of perfume can help you reconnect with the version of yourself that still wants to feel alive and confident. Start small. Pick clothes the night before. Schedule a haircut. Wear something that lifts your spirit. These little steps remind you that you still matter. Habit 4. Holding on to old hurts. As time goes on, certain memories, especially painful ones, can linger longer than we expect. Maybe someone disappointed you, or a relationship ended on bad terms, or you wish a part of your life had gone differently. These memories can sit quietly in your heart, replaying themselves over and over. Holding on to resentment may feel justified, but over time it restricts your emotional freedom. Letting go doesn't mean pretending the past didn't hurt. It means choosing not to let old wounds define your present. You can start by writing out your feelings, confiding in someone you trust, or simply acknowledging that you're ready to move forward. Forgiveness isn't a one-time decision. It's a slow, gentle release, but it frees space in your heart for new joy. Habit 5. Holding on to too many possessions. Over a lifetime, we collect things that carry meaning: photos, clothing, old letters, souvenirs. But slowly, these items can fill every drawer and corner. Many older adults find it hard to let things go because they hold memories or represent difficult times they lived through. But when clutter grows, it can create stress and overwhelm. A crowded home often leads to a crowded mind. It can even make daily tasks more difficult. You don't have to clear everything at once. Start small: a single drawer, one shelf, one box. Ask yourself, does this add comfort to my life right now? Donating or gifting items that once meant something can bring comfort and give them new purpose. Letting go doesn't erase your past, it simply gives you more room to enjoy your present. Habit 6. Focusing too much on health problems. Health naturally becomes a bigger topic as we age, but when it becomes the center of every conversation, it can drain the joy from your days. Talking about your aches and pains can sometimes feel comforting, but constant focus on symptoms can make them feel larger and heavier. It can also make interactions feel repetitive for your loved ones, even when they care deeply. Try weaving lighter topics into your conversations: your hobbies, something that made you laugh, or a small moment that brightened your day. This doesn't mean pretending you feel fine. It simply means remembering that you are more than your medical chart. Habit 8. Avoiding new technology. Technology can feel intimidating. Touch screens, online forms, streaming apps, even complicated TV remotes. It's easy to think, I've lived this long without it. But avoiding technology can unintentionally distance you from family, friends, and everyday conveniences. Photos, messages, appointments, updates, all of it is now digital. What often stops people is fear. Fear of breaking something, of looking slow, of feeling embarrassed. But everyone, even young people, learned by trial and error. Someone in your life, a grandchild, neighbor, or library volunteer, would happily teach you the basics. Start with one simple thing: sending a message, joining a video call, or watching something online. Every little win builds confidence. Habit 9. Resisting change and relying too heavily on routine. Routines bring comfort, especially when life feels uncertain. But when your days look identical, life can start to feel dull or heavy. Many older adults cling to routine because change feels risky or exhausting. But even small changes, a new walking path, a different breakfast, or visiting a new store, can refresh your spirit. You don't have to transform your entire lifestyle. A spark of novelty is enough to reawaken your curiosity. Habit number 10. Overlooking emotional needs. Physical health often gets the most attention, while emotional pain gets tucked away. Many seniors grew up in a time when talking about feelings wasn't encouraged. So sadness, loneliness, or fear gets buried. But buried emotions don't disappear. They resurface as irritability, restlessness, or emptiness. Acknowledging your feelings isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Talk to someone you trust. Write your feelings down. Seek counseling if you need to. Your emotional well-being matters just as much as your physical health. When you honor what your heart feels, you reconnect with your sense of purpose, hope, and joy. A final message for you. These habits don't make you flawed. They make you human. Every person develops patterns over time, especially during the later chapters of life. What matters is recognizing them and choosing even the smallest steps toward a gentler, more meaningful life. You've spent decades caring for others. Now it's time to extend that same compassion to yourself. Maybe that means reconnecting with someone you miss, clearing a corner of your home, letting go of a past hurt, or learning something new. Every small shift brings more peace and joy into your days. Awareness is always the first step, and the moment you notice a habit that no longer serves you, you've already begun to grow beyond it. Take it one day at a time. Be kind to yourself. Notice the good. And let each small change open the door to a happier, more connected life.